One of the best feelings in the entire world is watching your favorite holiday cartoon episode. But what if I told you the best holiday cartoon episode ever goes beyond anything you've ever experienced before? From Adventure Time to Regular Show and even Bob's Burgers. And by the end, you'll understand the one true best holiday cartoon episode ever. But first, where better to start than with Holly Jolly's Secrets, the Adventure Time classic that redefined what a holiday episode could be. And oh my goodness, this episode really hits different. Let me paint the picture real quick. Finn and Jake stumble across Ice King's secret tapes, thinking they're about to uncover some evil master plan, but what they find instead? A story that will absolutely break your heart. Through these grainy home videos, we discovered that the Ice King, yes, the weird old guy who's always kidnapping princesses, was actually once a normal dude named Simon Petrikov, who sacrificed everything to protect himself with a cursed crown. The way the episode builds from silly shenanigans with singing and snowmen to this incredible revelation is absolutely perfect. But what makes this holiday episode truly special isn't just the tragic backstory. It's how it completely flips the script on everything we thought we knew. The Ice King isn't just some one-dimensional bad guy anymore. He's a tragic figure who lost his mind, his memories, and the love of his life. And the best part? The episode wraps up with the most heartwarming holiday message ever. Sometimes the people who seem the most annoying or weird in our lives are dealing with things we couldn't even imagine. And speaking of dealing with things we couldn't ever imagine, let's dive into another incredible holiday special that takes animated chaos to a whole new level. Regular Show's The Christmas Special. Now, one of the reasons why I think it's one of the greatest holiday specials is pure nostalgia. When I was a kid, I owned the Cartoon Network Holiday Collection DVD set, and I remember watching the Christmas special over and over again. Not only does this episode hit in just pure nostalgia alone, but it's also a masterclass in subverting everything we expect from Christmas TV. Think about it. This episode dares to ask, what if Christmas itself was built on some seriously dark foundations? Through Quilligan's character, we see this brilliant exploration of how even the most wholesome foundation can actually spawn some resentment and darkness. I mean, this dude spent his whole life designing toys to make kids happy, only to become so obsessed with perfecting joy that he ends up nearly destroying the very holiday he once loved. That's actually some pretty deep storytelling inside of Regular Show. But what really makes this episode a holiday masterpiece is how it uses its high-stakes action to highlight something profound about the nature of gifts and desire. That magical box that gives you exactly what you want, it's not just a plot device, it's actually a pretty genius metaphor for how our material wants can corrupt us. The way it drives everyone who looks inside absolutely crazy isn't just played for laughs. It's showing us how our obsession with perfect gifts and perfect holidays can turn us into monsters. And yet, the episode's ending with Mordecai and Rigby finally getting their invisibility cloaks hits differently because we've learned it's not about the gift itself, it's about the meaning behind it. Santa breaking his own rules to reward their selfless bravery? That's the kind of complex message about earned joy versus entitled happiness that you definitely wouldn't expect from a show about a blue jay and a raccoon. Now that's how you do a holiday special. This masterclass in holiday storytelling set the stage for even deeper explorations of the Christmas spirit. I mean, just look at Adventure Time's The More You Mow, The More You Know, which takes us on an emotionally profound journey that'll stick with you for a long time. This episode is technically considered a holiday special, but it is so much more. It's an episode that shows exactly why Adventure Time is so good at storytelling. What starts as Bemo's snowy birthday transforms into this incredible exploration of love, loss, and what it truly means to grow up. The way this episode builds is genius. Bemo's excited chatter with Air about growing up, those haunting visions of distorted Finn and Jake, and that devastating question.
Will Finn and Jake still love me? Will I still love them?
It's not just about growing older. It's about that universal fear we all have of losing ourselves and the people we love in the process of change. And then there's Amo, Bemo's twisted mirror image, who shows us exactly what happens when you're programmed only to receive love but never give it, turning him into this tragic figure who destroys everything he desperately wants to connect with. But what makes this episode absolutely soar is how it handles its heaviest moments. The revelation about Mo's death isn't just played for shock value, it's this beautifully crafted scene that shows us how growing up often means facing loss and hard truths we're not ready for. When Bemo finally confronts Amo on that cliff, it becomes clear that this whole birthday mission wasn't about becoming an adult in the way Bemo imagined. It was about understanding who you really are. That final scene where Bemo realizes he doesn't need to change who he is to grow up, that he was built to be more rather than be one specific thing, that's the kind of profound message that hits you right in the heart. This episode takes Adventure Time's holiday tradition of combining deep emotional truth with winter wonder and delivers something that's both heartbreaking and hopeful in the best possible way. Now, if you thought The More You Mow, The Mo You Know made you feel 100 different emotions all at once, wait till I show you Bob's Burgers, The Plight Before Christmas. I know up until this point, I said all the episodes we talked about so far have hit different, but this one especially hits different. And let me tell you why it's probably the best holiday special ever made. While Adventure Time gives us deep lore and regular show serves up this cosmic action, The Plight Before Christmas delivers something even more precious. It shows us how messy and beautiful family love can be during the holidays. The way Louise hides her heartfelt poem behind a facade of poop jokes isn't just clever writing, it's this incredibly raw look at how hard it is to be vulnerable, even with the people who love you the most. And the fact that it's Louise, our chaos gremlin queen, who wrote this emotional masterpiece, that hits you right in the feels in a way that even Ice King's backstory can't really touch. And oh my goodness, the way this episode weaves together 3 separate storylines that could be their own holiday special all in itself is just brilliant. We've got Jean's xylophone chaos that turns into this beautiful meditation on simplicity, Tina's selfless act of giving up her starring role, and Louise's poetry journey that breaks your heart and puts it back together again. It's like getting 3 holiday episodes in one. But instead of feeling stuffed like bad Christmas dinner, each story feeds into this larger truth about what family really means. The way all these threads come together in the end, with Louise reading her poem while Jean's music swells and Tina sprints across town, that's the kind of storytelling magic that makes you believe in miracles. But what truly elevates this episode to GOAT status isn't just the perfect plotting or the emotional gut punches, it's how it captures something so raw about family love that most shows wouldn't dare to touch. Just like Ice King's tapes shattered our hearts with the beauty of remembering who we really are, and Bemo's journey showed us that growth doesn't mean losing yourself, and regular show flipped everything we thought we knew about perfect gifts, The Plight Before Christmas explodes with the truth that love isn't about doing everything right. It's about trying your absolute hardest for the people who matter most. The parents splitting up to try to see everyone's performances, Bob literally bleeding as he runs across town, Linda shaking down a random child in a star costume. It's chaotic and imperfect, and exactly what makes the holidays feel alive. And that moment when Louise reads her poem about her family, with Tina watching and Linda rushing in, that's not just good holiday TV, that's the kind of storytelling that grabs our hearts and refuses to let go. The Ice King might be a magical princess napping king, Bemo might be a birthday robot, and the regular show crew might be park employees, but Louise, she's every single one of us trying to show our family we love them without dying of embarrassment, finding beauty in the mess, hope in the chaos, and love in all the perfectly imperfect moments that make us who we are. And that's why these holiday episodes hit different every single time. But there's something wild I haven't told you yet. Remember how Holly Jolly Secrets revealed Ice King's true identity? That was just the first piece of an incredible puzzle. Want to see how Adventure Time used specific episodes to transform its entire universe? Well, watch this video, the episodes that changed Adventure Time forever, to find out. And trust me, it's actually crazy. But as always, stay adventurous.